as you can see, I have no facial hair at all. I do not have any underarm as well. It was like 20 people stood around me, took rubber bands and then just snapped them. If I do feel the pain, then that means it's working. So I thought. That's when I actually noticed that my hair sacs were starting to fall off. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Isabel. I'm a 20 years old trans woman living here in Sweden. I was born here. And yeah, I want to talk about my journey with removing hair permanently on my face and then also on my body. I've spent hundreds of dollars on laser, electrolysis, and even IPL at-home device. Some things failed, however, a lot of things worked as well, and then also a lot hurt more than I expected. But for your journey, I do not want you to go through these mistakes, so I will go through them step by step so that you can actually learn something from this and start on your own journey the right way. Because as you can see, I have no facial hair at all. And then obviously I do not have any underarm as well. So yeah, I'm totally hair free on these areas since I've totally focused my laser appointments here. So yeah, I hope you're as intrigued as I am. So yeah, let's head on to the video right away. So growing up, puberty hit and then my facial hair started to come. And that was the first thing I noticed was a lot of shadowing. For me who is Middle Eastern, biological men from Middle East, they usually tend to have a lot more, hair on the body everywhere. But for me, it wasn't that bad actually, which I was very much lucky, but I was still having a lot of facial hair, The main areas, especially on my face, I had hair here, here, and then also here. But I didn't have anything here or anything here also, just a little bit. But as I grew older, I started to get dysphoria regarding these areas. And it just got worse and worse. Having especially facial hair was a source of gender dysphoria. And that's what led me to doing a lot of research online and on laser, on electrolysis, and my first go-to was laser. So my first shot was with a machine called Candela Gentle Max Pro. Yes, so this is indeed a powerful laser used in many clinics, even today. And this specific machine uses two wavelengths. So it's like essentially two machines in one almost, and it works for all type of skin types. So that's a lot of flexibility to treat. And I'll put the definition here. And regarding the machine, it was indeed very much painful. I had paid $120 for my first appointment for both neck and facial hair. And it hurt like a bitch, I promise you guys. And it was indeed very much painful. It was like 20 people stood around me while I was laying down and literally took rubber bands and then just snapped them. Oh my god, it was actually the worst. Like burning heat, and obviously you could smell the heat. And then also before the actual appointment, I had to give my signature to a lot of punctuations regarding the clinic's rules in case something happens after, and that was actually very scary. It was like I was signing my name away, kind of. What if I got an allergic reaction or something? Then it was on me. But I do understand why clinics have that, so yeah. So make sure to read through those a lot, because you could be allergic to something, or your skin can get shocked. So right after the appointment, I had to avoid this area. I don't even think I could shower that day, actually, because it was very much red and it was swollen, and it was hurting real bad. Obviously my hair sacs had been pulled from within, so I just didn't touch this area to make sure to diminish infections and stuff like that. But then actually what worried me was that after it had gone 1 week, I expected that my hair sacs would fall off, but they didn't. And I was like, what the hell? Did it even work? I did feel the pain, but where was the results? And by the second week, I saw no results as well. But then after 1 month had hit, that's when I actually noticed that my hair sacs were starting to fall off one by one. And oh my god, I was so stoked because I just saw my dysphoria get away from me, you know? So yeah, actually to speed up the process, oh my god, I do not recommend you guys to do this, but I took my nail and dug in like this. And I scrubbed all of the hair shafts. And yeah, like it was very much satisfying because, you know, I'm very much impatient. So yeah, I was like, I have nothing to lose. So yeah, I was hair free on my face for about 1 month. And then, girl, it all grew back.
Hair follicles in the dermal papilla undergo dynamic cycles of degeneration, quiescence, and regeneration.
I started to notice patches growing back here, and then it started spreading again. And that was just so uncalled for. Like I had spent $120, like that's a lot, and for it to just go back. And this time it did go back thicker. And I was like, what the hell have I done? It was crazy. So then I thought it was the machine, but I almost gave up my hope. But then I started to do my research in permanent hair removal. And then yeah, I saw electrolysis as an option. And some people may call this the gold standard to remove hair permanently. So the actual method is they use this device, like a wand almost, and then they have a tiny needle that they change every appointment, but for every client. But yeah, they stick it into the hair sac and then shock it with an electronic wave, and then yeah, it pulls the hair sac out. And yeah, I paid $150 for 2 hours, which is not bad. And allegedly, electrolysis does remove hair permanently. So having that in mind, I was like, oh, it's not that much of money. Like, let me tell you guys that I felt every single little shock of electronic wave. It was horrible. Like the pain was intense. Like utterly intense. And when I tell you guys, I have a high pain tolerance, but this was on another level. It was just hurting real bad, and I just had to push through. And imagine, like, you know, you're going through it for 3 minutes. I have lots of hairs, and it just felt like my specialist was plucking out my hair. It was crazy. But I pushed through myself because I knew that even though I have a high pain tolerance, I knew that if I do feel the pain, then that means it's working. So I thought. So look, after the appointment, I was obviously very much red. I mean, redder than ever before. It was actually swollen. It was that bad. And yeah, with electrolysis, I actually started to notice by the second week that my hair started to go back. And this time, it looked like it got thicker. At first I was like, why is it going back? It's not even supposed to grow back since it's permanently. And it was just such a disappointment. I literally gave up all my hopes at that point. You know, obviously some areas it didn't grow back. However, by like 2 months, it grew back there. And actually I noticed that it started to spread even further. Like I started to get a little bit hair here. I don't know if it triggered something in my face. It was weird. Like the opposite of my research happened. So yeah, obviously I told you guys that I had given up all my hopes, but I had to find a resolution for my gender dysphoria. I could not give up. Like, no. Like it would be me giving up on my dysphoria, you know, letting it take over, and I wasn't gonna let that happen at all. So yeah, what I did was I actually started to search on TikTok, and girl, TikTok has helped me a lot, especially for my transition for sure. But yeah, I saw this girl. I can actually show a video here.
I got a laser hair removal device off Amazon and it actually worked. I haven't shaved in over 3 months. 3 months. I'm gonna recap everything in this one video. I treated my armpits, belly button, bikini, Brazilian, legs, toes, and mustache. Here is the treatment schedule that I did. Pause to screenshot. You have to do 12 treatments in total, and I call these my fake treatments.
She demonstrated this unique device, and it's actually an IPL at-home device, ice cooling hair removal, and it's actually bought from Amazon.com. So yeah, they shipped to Sweden, and I was like, yeah, for $100. And yeah, she managed to convince me because she showed her actual results, and I was like, girl, what the hell? Like, that's actually results. And I was like, yeah, I need to have these results on my face, and yeah. So this is actually what it looks like. It comes in different colors, I think white as well and blue, but I chose pink, obviously. It has these glasses that you should most definitely like put on when you use this, because it can actually destroy your eyes otherwise. So yeah, these dots, the air actually comes out of them, since it uses heat to damage their hair follicles. So it kind of sucks the heat out of the device, and it makes sure that it doesn't overheat as well. So the max setting on this is actually number 9, and I obviously, when I got it, I was so impatient. You know, I had all of these appointments, I had spent so much money on all of this, and for it only to get worse and worse. So this was my final straw for sure. Actually, it said that you should start off with 3 and then 4, 5, and so on. Yeah, you should actually start off with number 3 to test out with your skin, but I was so impatient, so yeah, I just started with number 9, obviously. You should use scale 3. You should only use it 4 times a week, but what I did, I used it every single night. Yes, even sometimes I used it twice, and it helped a lot because immediately I started to see like results. You know, it actually hurt a lot as well, and I knew it was working then, because just like the laser, I felt the hair sacs actually pull from my face. And then I obviously started with my underarms as well during this time, and literally they just all came out, and I have videos on this. I'm actually gonna show you guys, because the results are actually crazy. I mean, the results are literally in front of you. Hair free. And yeah, for like $100, this is so worth it. I've been using it non-stop because obviously I want results everywhere else in my body. Obviously the side effects might be irritation and redness, and I will say that if you have a darker skin complexion, then you should most definitely start with the lower scales, because it can actually burn your skin. So my advice to you would be that if you're starting on removing your hair, you know, perhaps face, neck, and underarms, chest, here's what I would tell my younger self, is that seek clinics that perhaps treat a lot more trans women, especially because for us that do take hormones, it does impact our hormonal balance. And yeah, it's like you want someone experienced in that, because who knows, it might be your hormones that actually trigger your facial hair to expand and worsen a lot more than it already is. So I think they'll understand your goals. And yeah, be clear about your goals as well. Ask how much experience they have and what their machines are all about, and do your research. And evidently do not anticipate perfection. I would not say the same for me, because I was so impatient as well. I was like, girl, I wanted to see results quick, but that's not how it works. But I got my way anyway, because yes, I'm the baddest bitch. So yeah, that's my unique journey. So thank you for staying here with me while I was being vulnerable, and thank you for listening. So if you tried laser, electrolysis, or IPL at home perhaps, then please do tell me in the comments down below what was your experience for that because I'm very much intrigued. So if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and turn on all the notifications down below, and then also make sure to give the video a thumbs up and share the video if you can, as well as it will help a lot of people. And then also make sure to check out my Patreon because I post exclusive videos there, and then I will make sure to add shout outs for my next videos. So if you're a member, obviously. So do support. And yeah, I will have all of my social medias linked down below. Until next time, bye beautiful, beautiful people.